Lees die storie en beantwoord die vrae wat volg. Read the story and answer the questions that follow. Op 18 Julie 1918, amper 100 jaar gelede, is daar 'n baba in die klein dorpie Mfeso in die Oos-Kaap gebore. On the 18th of July 1918, nearly 100 years ago, there was a baby born in the small town Mfeso in the Eastern Cape. Sy ouers het hom Roy Glala genoem. Roy Glala beteken moeilikheidmaker. His parents called him Roy Glala. Roy Glala means troublemaker. Hierdie moeilikheidmaker het die grootste vredemaker in Suid-Afrika geword en daarom sê ons dat hy vandag 'n held is. This troublemaker became the biggest peacemaker in South Africa and therefore he is called a hero today. Na sy geboorte het hulle na die klein dorpie Kwenu getrek. After his birth, they moved to the small town Kwenu. Daar was nie paaie of karre in hierdie dorpie nie, net grasvelde, skape, bokke en beeste. There was no roads or cars in this town, only grasslands, sheep, buck and cattle. Roy Glala en sy maats het lekker hier gespeel en die diere opgepas. Roy Glala and his friends played nicely there and looked after the animals. Toe hy skool toe gegaan het sy onderwyseres hom die naam Nelson gegee. When he went to school, his teacher gave him the name Nelson. Hy was slim en fliks en het baie hard gewerk en mooi op skool geleer. He was clever and hardworking and worked very hard at school. Toe hy 9 jaar oud was, het sy lewe skielik verander. When he turned 9 years old, his life suddenly changed. Sy pa is dood en hy moes by sy oom gaan bly. His father died and he had to go live with his uncle. Sy oom was 'n koning en sy lewe was baie anders as wat Nelson aangewoond was. His uncle was a king and his life was a lot different that Nelson was used to. In Johannesburg het hy gesien dat mense nie almal dieselfde behandel word nie en dat nie almal dieselfde regte het nie. Die mense het dit apartheid genoem. In Johannesburg, he saw that not everybody was treated the same and not everybody had the same rights. This was called apartheid. Apartheid beteken dat elke ras apart van 'n ander op sy eie plek moes bly. Apartheid means that each race must live apart from each other in their own specific area. Nelson het die leier van die ANC geword, wat teen apartheid geveg het. Nelson became the leader of the ANC, which fought against apartheid. Nelson moes na 'n nuwe skool gaan. Hy het nie net op skool geleer nie, maar het by sy oom ook geleer. Nelson had to go to a new school. He didn't only learn at school, but he also learned from his uncle. By sy oom het hy geleer hoe om mense raad te gee en mooi na mense te luister. He learned from his uncle how to give people advice and to listen to them carefully. Na skool het Nelson Johannesburg toe gegaan om te gaan studeer. After school, he went to Johannesburg to go study. Hy wou 'n advokaat word. He wanted to become an advocate. In 1962 het die polisie hom gevang en tronk toe gestuur. Hy het 27 jaar in die tronk gebly en verder geleer. In 1962, the police caught him and sent him to jail. He stayed in jail for 27 years and he furthered his studies. President F.W. de Klerk het jarelang gewerk om Nelson Mandela uit die tronk te kry. Hy is in 1990 vrygelaat. President F.W. de Klerk worked for years to help get Nelson Mandela out of jail. He was set free in 1990. 4 jaar later, in 1994, het Nelson Mandela die president van Suid-Afrika geword. 4 years later, in 1994, Nelson Mandela became the President of South Africa. Hy was vir 5 jaar lang president, tot hy op 14 Junie 1999 afgetree het. He was president for 5 years until he retired on the 14th of June 1999. Hy is op 5 Desember 2013 in Johannesburg op die ouderdom van 95 oorlede. He died in Johannesburg on 5 December 2013 at the age of 95. Meneer Mandela sal altyd as 'n held onthou word, omdat hy vir vrede in Suid-Afrika geveg het. Mr. Mandela will always be remembered as a hero because he fought for peace in South Africa. I'm going to go through the questions with you and translate it to English. So let's start. Nommer 1. Wanneer is Nelson Mandela gebore? When was Nelson Mandela born? Nommer 2. Kies die korrekte antwoord. Choose the correct answer. Nelson is in Kwenu Mfeso, Johannesburg gebore. Nelson was born in Kwenu Mfeso or Johannesburg. Sy pa is dood toe hy 8, 9 of 19 jaar oud was. His father died when he was 8, 9 or 19 years old. Rooi glala beteken vredemaker, moeilikheidmaker. Rooi glala means peacemaker or troublemaker. Nommer 3. Noem 2 dinge wat Nelson en sy maats gedoen het toe hulle kinders was. Name 2 things that Nelson and his friends did when they were children. Nommer 4. Waarom dink jy was die lewe by sy oom anders as waaraan Nelson gewoond was? Why do you think the life at his uncle was so much different than the life Nelson was used to? Nommer 5. Noem 2 dinge wat hy by sy oom geleer het. Name 2 things that he was taught by his uncle. Number 6. Wat wou Nelson word? What did Nelson want to become? Nommer 7. Waar het hy gaan studeer? Where did he go and study further? Nommer 8. Wanneer is hy tronk toe gestuur? When was he sent to jail? Nommer 9. Hoe lank was Nelson Mandela in die tronk? How long was Nelson Mandela in jail? Nommer 10. Wie het vir Nelson Mandela vrygelaat? Who released Nelson Mandela from jail? Nommer 11. Kies die korrekte antwoord om die sinne te voltooi. Choose the correct answer to complete the sentences. So jy moet in daai blokkie kyk, watter getal pas by A, B of C. So you must look out of those 4 numbers, which number is suited for A, B or C. Nelson Mandela is in vrygelaat. When was Nelson Mandela released from prison? Nommer B. Hy het in president van Suid-Afrika geword. When did he become president of South Africa? Nommer C. Hy is oorlede toe hy hoeveel jaar oud was? He died when he was how old? Grade 4s, we are nearly done. Nommer 12. Number 12. Is die volgende stellings waar of onwaar? Gee 'n rede vir jou antwoord. Is the following statements true or false? Give a reason for your answer. Nommer A. Apartheid beteken dat nie alle rasse dieselfde behandel word nie. Apartheid means that not all races are treated the same. Nommer B. Nelson Mandela was vir 4 jaar die president van Suid-Afrika. Nelson Mandela was the president of South Africa for 4 years. Nommer 13. Waarom is Nelson Mandela 'n held? Why is Nelson Mandela a hero? En daar is ons klaar. Mooi so, graad 4. Lekker dag verder. Well done, grade 4s. Have a good day further.